Welcome to the Bruce Williams channel. On my wrist in front of the camera today is the absolutely beautiful Tissot PRX Automatic Chronograph. And in this video, I'd like to talk about what I love about this release. It is a very popular model. It is on back order at the moment. And I'd also like to talk about the areas for improvement, answer a few specific questions about, is this the best in class? If you have $2,000, is this the most you can get in terms of your money? Is it too tall? All of that stuff we'll get to. But first, let's start with the great elements of this Tissot PRX Automatic Chronograph. I think this has absolutely outstanding wrist presence. And I hope it comes across here in my video with the drop-ins that I'll be putting in of the macro shots, the loom shots, the outside wrist rolls. It just has that lovely blend of heft, of light play, of color play, and an overall feeling of finesse and refinement. The proportions are well thought out. I like the 369 orientation of the sunken chronograph registers. This, paired with the tonneau shape of this angular 70s case with the integrated bracelet, just makes for a very distinctive and very sharp look. A lot of light play coming off of the mostly brushed case and bracelet. And I will note that the finish work is above average in my experience. The subtlety of the dial color is also an element that I really enjoy. In certain light angles or situations, it really just appears basic black. But then you see that bright, vivid blue, especially in direct light. And that is so exciting as a watch enthusiast, as silly as that sounds. And when you see that blue come to play, you notice the vertical graining, that brushwork in the dial that really disappears when it just appears black in some lighting scenarios. And so I like the fact that that vertical graining ties in to the north to south brushwork, that above average brushwork found in the case and bracelet. Another element that I personally enjoy is the gold bar style function pushers that have a decent amount of real estate for your fingers to engage with. So I like the aesthetic, but it's one of those instances where it's more functional. It's not just aesthetic, it's functional to engage with. I think the actuation is crisp, it's defined, and I also like the fact that you can view the Valjoux base movement through the exhibition crystal on the reverse of the watch. In my opinion, this helps you see as a consumer where a significant portion of your money is going to. Overall, the watch just has a look and a feel that packs above its price. The quartz version of the PRX, the Powermatic version of the PRX, in my opinion, are well regarded, and I will have specific videos, separate videos on those two coming out soon, along with a comparison with this chronograph version. But this one, the chronograph, in my opinion, is the best of the lot. Now let's move toward areas for improvement. There are a couple things that I'd like to mention, all of which you can easily live with, considering the many other positive aspects of the watch. But the first thing is the loom. It is understandably a little bit lacking, a little bit disappointing, because there just isn't much surface area to charge with this design. The next thing is the bracelet links are held together with split pins, and that's forgivable on a $375 quartz version, but on a $1,750 retail price automatic chronograph with a Valjoux movement, I would prefer to see a tube and collar system or a screw link system in the bracelet. And lastly, I would personally prefer to adjust the date through the crown of the 3 o'clock position and not with the flush external pusher on the 10 o'clock side of this angular 1970s case. Now, on to a couple common questions here. Is this watch too tall? And I would say no, this is not too tall. Generally, watch enthusiasts with relatively little amount of experience will say things, and I've heard it, like, great watch, but it needs to be under 11.5 millimeters in height, which really isn't realistic. Most automatic chronographs across the brand spectrum will be at least 14 millimeters in height, and this is not out of proportion here. This one does not feel too tall. But that being said, be warned, you have to enjoy a rather dominant feeling fit to really connect with this Tissot PRX Automatic Chronograph. That and the tonneau shape of the case just makes this a dominant wearing fit, but no, it does not feel too tall. So lastly, is this the best in-class watch that you can buy sub $2,000? That's a tough question that will come down to personal preference, but let me mention 3 automatic chronographs that I think are the best in the class. The first one is the Longines Avigation Big Eye. That one will have a retail price over $2,000, but will sell pre-owned or with a discount right around $2,000. That one has a better modified ETA movement and will have more name cachet. But in my experience, that's it. This Tissot is better in every other regard. Another one to really strongly consider is the Hamilton Intramatic Chronograph. I think that one has great design language. It has a similar price to this Tissot PRX Automatic Chronograph. But unfortunately, that one does not have a great integrated bracelet, and it does not have the level of finesse displayed in the dial detail work like this Tissot does. So I would rank them number 1, Tissot Automatic PRX Chronograph, number 2, Longines Avigation Big Eye, and number 3, the Hamilton Intramatic Chronograph. So overall, top marks for the Swatch Group with this release. I look forward to seeing what else Tissot does to expand upon the line. We first started with the quartz, and then we got the automatic, and then we got the precious metal in the automatic, and now we have the chronograph. Could we see other complications or other sizes or other materials, other dial colors? I certainly hope so. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing what Tissot will do next. Now, lastly, let me mention price and availability. This one retails at $1,750, and I do have a discount code with a Tissot authorized dealer that will take that price down. So the discount code will be in the description of the video. The discount code will be valid with Saltzman's watches in Rhode Island on the East Coast of the United States. But be warned, this specific blue reverse panda chronograph configuration is backordered, not just with Saltzman's, but with every Tissot authorized dealer in the country. Even on Tissot's website, they have an estimated shipping date of the 20th of July, but that could very much run into August or even September because this specific colorway is very, very popular. So be aware of that. You might have to exercise some patience if you want to order this and get that discount, but that will be in the description of the video if you guys are looking to purchase one. What will I be doing? Well, I just don't think that value propositions like this one come around that often. I am particularly impressed with this lovely watch, the great design language, the outstanding wrist presence, the respectable Valjoux A05H31 movement. I really have very little negative to say about this. So I will be pre-ordering one, and hopefully before August or September, it will be on my wrist and in my rotation. So guys, thank you for watching today. Please reach out with any specific questions you may have. Links in the description. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is